What's happening, people, and welcome back to another video. The family fixtures are out, so I'm going to bring you along the way and delve into it and have a look at the games. And near the end, I might just touch on the Monday after the bid got rejected yesterday by RB Leipzig. Oh, how's everyone doing? I know that we've got Newcastle away first game of the season, which is very interesting, and I calculated that in my head. I thought we get someone like Newcastle or someone where Isaac's back at St James's Park, Munoz is returning to St James's Park, but in a Liverpool shirt, not Newcastle, and TK be in the stands watching. So it's going to be a wild one. First game of the season is going to be pure fireworks. But yeah, people there, let's delve into it, the fixtures, see what we've got. Let me see. Here we go. Let's scroll down. Sunday, 23rd of August, Newcastle away at 4:30. Like I said, people, that's going to be proper fireworks, absolute fireworks. Last season was fireworks. We were 2-0 up. I think Gravenberg's got the first, TK got the second, and Newcastle made it 2-2 when he was down to 10 men when Gordon got sent off. And then Rio scored in like the 10th minute of injury time. It's going to be madness. And I can't wait. Second game of the season, we've got Nottingham Forest at home at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. That game should be easy 3 points. I know we've lost back-to-back games at Anfield against Nottingham Forest, but I put that down to Arnie Slot. I really do. So Forest. And then it's only 2 games in August. And then in September, we start off away at Portman Road to Ipswich Town away at 3 o'clock. But these times are all saying 3, but the times will vary closer to the date. So just ignore the times, to be fair. But yeah, Ipswich away, which the last time we played Ipswich away was when Diogo Jota scored from that Mo Salah assist. Big up, lad. Big up. And then after that, Fulham at home, which should be an easy game. They just lost a manager who pretty sure they wanted to keep. And now, so far, I don't know whether the managerless or Alvaro Arbeloa has actually joined Fulham as the manager. I know there were strong links and strong rumours that Arbeloa was going to Fulham, but I don't know whether contract signed or anything. And then that's a quite big game. Bournemouth away on the 19th of September. Areola goes back to Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. I think Bournemouth are going to be up for it to try and get one over on them, to try and prove a point. But I think the fans will be very respectful. I've never seen no issues with Bournemouth fans, and I'm sure that they're going to I'm not saying start fucking like bumming his ass or anything, but they might just give him a little clap or a round of applause or whatever. But I reckon Bournemouth are going to be up for it, and last season wasn't the best. 3 Van Dijk mistakes and we lost. when I think, was it Justin Clive? He scored in the stoppage time, like last kick of the game off the long throwing set piece. I think it was, I don't know whether it was Justin Clive. But then there's only 3 games in September. But then going into October is another big one. Man City at home. Now, Man City under Maresca, their midfield could be Rodri, Tonali and Elliot Anderson for that game because they really, really want Tonali. So that's going to be a tough one now. A very tough one because I think Man City are going to do better than what people think. I really, really do. All these people just going on about Maresca and the players. If they bring in Sandro Tonali and they bring in Elliot Anderson in that midfield's pretty probably. I'd go as to say that's probably the best midfield in the Premier League. Rodri, Tonali, and Elliot Anderson is that will be the best midfield in the Premier League. There's no otherwise. But then from Man City, and that's another tough one. Brentford away on the 17th of October. Brentford, and we seem to struggle against Brentford. We lost 3-2 last season when Salah scored that banger with his right foot. But the scoreline flattened us, to be honest, because there should have been more than 3-2. It could have been 5. We were very, very lucky we didn't concede more. So we have got, at the start of the season, we have got hard games as in Newcastle away, Bournemouth away, City at home, Brentford away, and then Brighton at home, which we usually do well at Brighton. Big up Jordan, brother. Big up Nighttime Kid Law. Yeah, Brighton, we usually do well against Brighton. Because Brighton, as soon as we get that first, Brighton open up. Big up Nighttime Kid Law. Yeah, so I think that Brighton one should be, and they've just lost Van Hecke. He's just gone to Tottenham for 52 million. So their defence is looking shaky, Brighton, if they don't get reinforcements in. Who they relying on? Fucking Lewis Dunk. And after Brighton, another big one, Arsenal at home on the 31st of October. Now that is going to be fireworks. We're going to do at Anfield, and we're going to do everything possible to take 3 points off them so they don't scam their way to a PGMOL title again. Because we all know that title he won in the last season, it was a PGMOL title. You off with the games? Yeah, I'm not too bothered. Obviously, every team's got to play for each other in the Premier League, but it depends how the layout is. You know, where Arsenal have got Coventry at home first game of the season, we've got Newcastle away, so it just depends on if we're having back to back hard games or easy hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, Welbeck always does well against us. He always does well, Welbeck. Same as that Klingon's not a bad player. The Turkish left back they've got, Koska Koglu or whatever his name is. He scored a banger against us at Anfield. But I think we beat them. I think we beat them 3-1 last season, or 3-1 or 2-0 at Anfield. I think Mo Salah scored the winner. we had a counter attack and he was on the edge of the box and it bent it right in the top bin. Yeah, so there's going to be fireworks with Arsenal because we're going to do everything so they don't go back to back. There's no way teams are going to allow Arsenal to go back to back. It's got to be virtually impossible. We've got to stop that because you won't hear the end of it. Like, it's the first time they've won a league title in 22 years. And Liverpool's second slot got more views than Arsenal winning the league, and Arsenal playing in the Champions League final. Arne Slot broke the news. That's because that's how small Arsenal are. But then going into early November, and this is a tricky month for Liverpool, starting off with Crystal Palace away. Now, Crystal Palace, people are going on like they could be in contention to get relegated, but I highly doubt it. I really do. The second game you played, you lost. Second game you played, we lost. We beat them at home, but lost away. Yeah, Crystal Palace won't be a walk in the park, and Selhurst Park, that is one of the hardest stadiums to go to and try and play your own game because Crystal Palace just camp and rough you up, and then with the likes of Sarr trying to Pino trying to hit you on the break, and Mateta at but like I said, no matter whether Wharton gets sold or Mateta gets sold, they're still going to make it a tough game. They always do for teams when you come to Selhurst Park. It's very, very rare Crystal Palace roll over. And last season, we lost to Crystal Palace 4 times. 4 times we lost to Palace last season. I think we lost in the Community Shield. Then got beat 2-1 with Eddie and Ketty scored the winner when we got beat 2-1. Then we got battered in the League Cup. And I can't remember the Anfield score we got on with Anfield. I'm sure we lost. Yeah, I remember. But I think if Palace lose more players. See, this is the point though. People say if Palace lose players, but they're going to bring players in with the money. So they're still going to replace the players they're losing. They're not going to lose Wharton and then not sign no one, not get a replacement. But even then, Palace away is still tough at their grounds. But after Palace, we've got Man United, the biggest game of the season. Man United, and what date was that? That was 21st of November. Man United, one of the biggest games in the Premier League. We got beat 2-1 last season. I don't know how Slot managed to let that happen. I don't know how Arne Slot allowed that Harry Maguire to score the winner. We have to seek revenge. We have to go all out, guns blazing, and just put a battering on them like we have in the past, like the 7-0. You have to remember, you have a new manager. That's it. We got with different ideas, and the ideas might not stand out the first couple of months. You might need time, and the players might need time we were bringing in to reflect on the ideas. So we could either get Palace on a good time or Sorry, apologise. Could get them on a good time, or we could get them on a wrong time. It's just a flip of a coin, so it can work both ways. That, but on Man United, we're gonna have to go out all guns blazing and absolutely fold them. Just put a bash on them like we battered them 7-0 last time. That's a scoreline. We have to put on a masterclass against them. We can't allow Man United, a shit team like Man United, go back to back wins at Anfield. Oh, sorry, keep yawning, people. And then straight after Man United is Everton away. Everton away after Man United, and this is what I mean with the fixtures. I bet you Arsenal don't have like Tottenham. Bet you Arsenal don't have, say, Tottenham at home, Chelsea away, game after. And this is the problem, what I was saying, Nightmare Kid, with, I know everyone's got to play each other twice, but it depends on the layout and the fixtures. Like in November, we've got Palace away, tough game. Man United at home, rival, they're fierce rivals. And then after that, we've got the Merseyside derby. That month is, plus we've probably got Champions League games in between there and maybe League Cup games on top. But then in December, starts off with Sunderland at home, which I know we draw 1-1 last season, and Sunderland should have won if it wasn't for Chiesa cleaning off the line in the last minute. But I put that down to Slot. We should walk away. Yeah, we got Everton and we've got Man United and Everton back to back, and they probably, because it's November, there's going to be a Champions League game in there. So we could have, for example, we could have Man United, Real Madrid, then Everton. It all depends, do you know what I mean? But that's a possibility. Oh, I don't know how people don't clock people. I know people are not calculated, like you just see fixtures and then just go, you gotta look deep. You gotta look deep into it to find out whether the fixtures are fair. Because if you want to make the Premier League competitive and the best league in the world, you gotta make the fixtures, the top 6 fixtures, on equal terms. First game they haven't really, yeah, and not even that. They're at home. It's not like it's Coventry away, where Coventry fans would be fucking bouncing at home. It's, it's a fucking at home joke. While we've got fucking Newcastle. But then after Sunday, we got Chelsea away, which return of Alonso. Sorry for you, people. I haven't even had a week of sleep. Don't hear no changes. I don't understand it no more, mate. They change rules all the time. Remember when you had the rule where if there's any holding in the box, it's automatic penalty? That's something you just stopped and changed the rules on that. And then they had the offside rule where the attacker can have a 5 meter head start, like gap between the offside and the player. So I think, yeah, it's Arsenal, isn't it? They scammed it last season. I think it was only Arsenal were the only team last season who didn't have a red card. And I think it didn't have a red card or have a penalty given against them. So Chelsea away, that's a tough game in December. Return of Alonso. Alonso's going to do everything to prove a point in why Liverpool should have got him instead of Areola. And then we've got Leeds at home, which should be pretty easy. I know, lads, you can't trust them. You can't trust VAR and you can't trust the referees. Football is absolutely shit right now, and it's only going to get worse. It's like when you score a goal, you can't celebrate it like a normal fan or like a proper fan. You've got to wait and see just the goal get given. It sucked the enjoyment right out the game. After Leeds, Tottenham at home, which should be easy. We had to use an instant with Arsenal against Burnley at home when he fucking scammed the 1-0. But Havertz should have got sent off. And referee proper and VAR refused to send them off. So Tottenham at home, which is a good one. And it could be interesting. De Zerbi's just going mad in the transfer market. So you don't know who they're going to bring in. I know they're linked with Tonali, but I do think Tonali ends up at Man City. And they've got Van Hecke, Robbo. So Robbo coming back to Anfield in December is a nice Christmas present. If we get the win, obviously. I'll be fuming if we lose and Robbo starts. But the return of Robbo in December, which is exciting. And then topped off with Hull away, which should be easy because I'm sure they might have to sell a couple of good players because I think I've seen someone say, I don't know whether it was Jamie Phillips' channel yesterday. I'm sure someone come across that Hull are getting a 10-point deduction because they've got to find 6 million by the end of the month for PSR fucking reasons. I don't know. But it's proper our loss if that's the case on Hull getting promoted and you get a 10-point deduction and you might have to sell one of your best players to fund the money. And it's not like that you can go out and replace them because you've got to fund the money. Fernandez, yeah. It's mad how Tottenham are getting linked with that. I'm not really fussed about Fernandez because I do think he's overrated. I don't want Fernandez at Liverpool. I think we can aim higher than Fernandez, and he's meant to be all this like nearly like up there with world class player, but he's had back-to-back relegations, hasn't he? One with Southampton and now one with West Ham. I don't want a player who's had back-to-back relegations, and I think West Ham won about 80 to 85 million for him. But Tonali on the other hand, Tonali's a good player, but Tonali going from Newcastle to Tottenham doesn't make sense. It's just a sideward step that he needs to be aiming higher. Yeah, they should do. I want Hull to do well. I hate it when teams come up and then go straight back down. It's so annoying. I know, yeah, but who's that going to be? Know what I mean? And it's not like they've got the money to replace it because they were out of PSR. That's it. Fernandez is young and expensive, and he's not worth 18 million. There's better players out there in the market. If you go to the French league, you can go and get a Matthias Fernandez from the French league for half the fucking price. I think West Ham are trying to price him out a deal. But Aston Villa, Boxing Day we got Hull away, and then on the 30th of December we've got Aston Villa away, which is going to be tough. because they have back-to-back Champions Leagues, back-to-back top four finishes. And then we start off January with an easy game, Coventry. Frank Lampard and his boys, if he isn't sacked before then, coming to Anfield for the first time since probably Chris Kirkland days. 2001 or something, I think, Coventry were last in the Premier League. And then after that, Sunderland away, Stadium of Light, which it is that it's an 8 p.m. game under the lights at the Stadium of Light, can be a difficult game. I think we only won 1-0 last season there. Was it one? And then straight after that, Palace at home, which we've known by Palace. We lost fucking 4 times last season by Palace. I think it might have been 5. I don't know, 4 or 5. And then 23rd of January, United away again. I would like a number 9 and wingers and Desmond. To be fair, I think you can still get a 9 and a winger, but for me, for Tottenham lads, for me, they need to focus on that striker because Solanke and Richarlison are simply not good enough if you want to fight and get in a Champions League. One of them has to go and then you have to get a replacement. Because for me, I don't think midfield is an issue. If Bergvall can stay fit, Archie Gray's got another year to develop because I really like Archie Gray. I'd take Archie Gray at Liverpool all day. I like Bergvall. And I think Paulinho wants to stay. And you've got Bentancur. If he can try and stay fit, he's had a good game the other day. Watched him the other day, Bentancur, for Uruguay in the World Cup, and he was actually decent. So your midfield is pretty decent. You don't want to add to that. You need a striker badly. Good afternoon, Brian. I think yeah, but you don't want to do what we done. We sold too many players last season, and look how it ended up with us. It's Vicario, I understand, or maybe Vicario is the second choice and get a first choice goalkeeper and put Kinski out on loan. Romero, he's your best centre half. I think he's better than Van de Ven, and I do think he's better than Van Hecker. I like Romero. He's just a bit aggressive, but when he plays football calmly, he's very, very good. De Grusen, yeah, he's just basically Tottenham's Joe Gomez, just the 4th, 5th choice defender. Solanke, yeah. Richarlison should go before Solanke, to be fair, but I can't believe you want to get rid of Sarr and Bergvall. They're going to be demons when they're older. Don't forget, Bergvall's only, 18, 19? Oh, Sarr, he's 19, 20. He's a regretter because they will become ballers in a couple of years. You just need the right coach and a stable squad, and you get the best out of them. Yeah, but if he wants to stay, he's a good body in there because if you can get the best out of him, like his Fulham days, he's a good player in there. And when he come in, he's leaked less goals than before you signed him. Yeah, Bergvall's very, very good. I like Bergvall. Yeah. Well, Juventus are willing to offer, say, 30 million and take it, but if it's less than, say, 25, just leave him as second choice and put Kinski out on loan and get a first choice goalkeeper. I know, we just need to sort his head out. You know, Romero will be very, very, very good if he could keep his temper. But he's a South American. That's what South American players do. They're very aggressive. Yeah, there be many Premier League teams who would take Bergwell on loan. Maybe Hull, um, Coventry, possibly. Ipswich, so would send to one of the relegation teams to try and help them fight to stay in the league. The challenge for them at such a young age as well. Sar's very, very good. What it is, I think you need experience in the midfield. When you're playing like 3 19-year-olds together, there's no leaders in the team, and it's about leaders and getting the best out of players. When you've got 3 kids fucking standing next to each other, it won't work. But yeah, Man United have said tonight 23rd, and then states after that again. We had Man United Everton back to back in November. We've got them back to back in January. Got Everton at home. Madness! It's so November and January are going to be delightful to watch, and we're going to be in for some cracking games there for us. Man United, we've just got to go and do a demolition job on them. Just go all out and just absolutely nail them. Moving into February, Arsenal away to start of Feb. No, that's set up for a tasty game, because it could turn out to be a title decider, a 6-pointer, if we get the right players in, and then just stick with Arsenal and manage to get a result at the Emirates. Who knows? Or we could just go and take a point off them and City win, and then City take over them. So it's going to be interesting in February. Very, very interesting, because we got Coventry away, which Coventry pissed their league last season. Coventry are actually a good team. With Jack Bodoni, Hadji Wright, they've got really some good ballers, and obviously this season in the transfer window they're going to add, aren't they? They're going to get more proven Premier League players. Well, that's what I think they'd do. But Frank Lampard, we know he's a shit manager and he's very deluded. But after Coventry, Hull, so we've got an easy game. But after Hull, Spurs away at the very end of Feb. To be fair though, we've got a good record at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm 50-50, Brian, just because I don't trust my owners to get the players we need. I think they're going to leave us short in certain areas, because we need about 6 or 7 players bringing in. And I'm just not confident whatsoever that the sporting director, which apparently our sporting director is just doing a transfer window and then leaving to go to Saudi at the end of the window. So my feeling on it is he going to put all his energy to get the players we need over the line, or is he going to think, oh, I'm not asked who comes in because I'm off next month? So I'm just very 50-50. I don't trust my owners and sporting director. I just don't like him. Just don't like Richie Hughes. Think he's a fucking knobhead. Chelsea first game, mad. What did you say? The Premier League are fucked up with the fixtures. Why you're having Liverpool and Newcastle and Chelsea and Chelsea, Tottenham, both of them on the first game of the season. It doesn't make sense unless I know we're Sunday, so you could be on the Saturday. Which that's understandable because it'll be on Sky then. But if it's the same day, it's fucking weird. And then going into March, Aston Villa at home. But that's a Wednesday. We struggle against Aston Villa midweek all the time. I don't think we've beat Aston Villa midweek for about 5 or 6 years. We struggle. Then then we've got Ipswich 13th of March at home. So that should be an easy one. And then the last game in March, the 20th, Fulham away, which if we're fucking competing for league titles, that dead seems we need a win. No. Chelsea first game Monday. Oh, because Nighttime Kid said we're so cooked, and then he followed it up by Chelsea first game. And I thought Nighttime Kid is a Tottenham fan. Or am I mistaken? Chelsea, Brentford, Newcastle, 3 games. Who do you support, Nighttime Kid? I thought it was Tottenham. Because Brian's saying Fulham, Chelsea first game. But I thought you supported Tottenham. You'd have Chelsea first game. Brian's saying no, Fulham, Chelsea first game. Right, I'm very confused. Can you both go and have a look again and let me know? Brian's saying no, Fulham versus Chelsea first game on a Monday. But then, Nighttime Kid, I'm a Spurs fan, we have Chelsea first game. I'm very confused. It might be my brain with the lack of sleep. And then, first game in April, the 10th, Newcastle at home, which should be an easy game. We do well. Newcastle just absolutely collapse every time they come to Anfield. They shit their pants. Oh, Brian, he's got it wrong. He's looked at the friendly games at the Premier League games. Easy mistake to make. So yeah, Newcastle followed by Forest away, which to be fair, I don't think Forest beat us I don't think Forest beat us at their ground. Last season we beat them 1-0 with McAllister. I think the season before, I think it was 1-1 when Jota got the equaliser, and then the season before that, Darwin Núñez got the winner. So and then Leeds away with Ellen Rhodes, the crazy atmosphere there. Nah, it's all right. Nighttime Kids. It's an easy mistake to make, lads. We have Brentford, Newcastle first. You know what? They're pretty tough. They are pretty tough. Brentford's done well last season. At Newcastle are weird, aren't they? You see Newcastle either get battered or they batter a team. Have we got Villa United back to back? Wow. We got United Everton. Oh, yeah, back to back. Fucking hell, that's a harsh one. I'm going to have a little gander once I finish the stream. I'm going to look at Arsenal's, and I bet you Arsenal's hardest game back to back's probably fucking Fleetwood and Morecambe. Fucking FA have got it in for Arsenal to start winning the league again. And it's first game in May, Chelsea. Ignore the times though, because them time frames will change as the season goes on. Chelsea at home and City away. Fuck off. We're gonna try and compete for the league title. Well, possibly. And they give us Chelsea at home and City away. In the last month of the fucking Premier League. That is an absolute joke. How the fuck have they give us? How the fuck have they give us Chelsea and City back to back? That is madness. No, they have Coventry, Villa, Chelsea. Yeah, so they've got Villa, Chelsea back to back. Yeah, well, the first week in May, we've got Chelsea and City back to back. The first 3 games. Judy, have they got fucking Chelsea or City back to back like us? Who's their hardest back to back? Just let me know in the comments. If you look at Arsenal's fixtures, have a look who they got back to back, and look at the dates as well, because if they're playing a team and then there's a 14-day rest, that's different because it's international break, so they've had time to regroup. But in a matter like 3 days or say a week max, who's their hardest team? Third game for us is Arsenal away. Well, that's a very tough game, but I've got confidence in Chelsea getting something against them. But if we're in a title race and come May, to give us Chelsea at home, City away, bad, absolutely bad. And then on the 15th of May, Brentford at home. Then the 23rd, 8 days later, Brighton away. And then that's mad. Finishing it off, finish last game of the season, Bournemouth at home. And only Iraola's last Premier League game to sign off with a league title will be his old club, Bournemouth. It's written in the stars, I can feel it. Villa and Chelsea back to back around. See, that's not even bad though, because Villa won't be the team that they're going to be. Cause Villa could lose Morgan Rodgers to Arsenal in the transfer window. I think that's one of Arsenal's dream targets is Morgan Rodgers. But that concludes the Premier League fixtures, and that is an absolute madness. May is an absolute killer for us. Brighton away is a very, very tough game. North London Derby is the 5th of December. Mad. But to be fair though, December games are always good. I like December games because it's just this football on every 3 days. I can't believe they give it Chelsea and City back to back in May. It's done my fucking head in that. I don't know. I think that's where we collapse if we're going challenging for the league. I think that's gonna be the hardest. I really do. Chelsea and City back to back. That concludes the fixtures. Before I end the show, I just want to touch on Yandy Amande. Just gonna have to say it, so just bear with me a sec, people. Oh, Jeremy Doku just signing a new 5-year deal. Sorry about this, people. I'm just trying to find it now. Shouldn't be too long. Ah, there we go. Got it here. Just let me share it for you. My apologies. Here we go. Share screen. Oh, I'm gone. I share that screen. I'm going to sec. Here we go. Let's see what you put. In Feb, Arsenal have City and Liverpool back to back. Who's is it Liverpool at home? City away, is it? Okay, no, Arsenal don't have the other fixture. Yeah, they won't, they won't. No, yeah, I know, I want to touch on that. Walk away. No, because when I share the screen, I'll get over and I'll tell you why we shouldn't. April, May, Man City. Who's that? Is that for Brighton? Is that for Arsenal or is that for Chelsea? Please do let me know, Brian, if that, what team's that for. That's while I'm waiting. I'm just going to put this on the screen for you. And it's for Vittorio Romano. RB Leipzig turned down €100 million received from Liverpool for the mandate. Leipzig want more than 100 million to try and keep him. Understand? €120 million could be the way, but World Cup performances Leipzig expect. See, that doesn't make sense to me, that, because Leipzig expect PSG. So basically, Leipzig are telling themselves that they will sell him, but they just want a bidding war. That's what that's telling me. Oh, fucking hell, feel sorry for you. I hope we do get something out of the Arsenal game. I can't stand Arsenal. The fan base is so irritating. With Diamande and Nighttime Kid, I just want to reply to that, mate. We said I will walk away. The fact is, I wouldn't walk away because I think it was Ornstein or Ben Jacobs have said if we walk away, our other options are a clone winger who I've never heard of, Yakuba Minter from Brighton, and there was another player, I can't even think of him. He can't be that good because I can't even think. But it's a salary replacement. I would rather pay 120, just taking a piss. Say €110 million, but that only equals to what? About 98 million, just under 100 mil. Plus, if you just do the bonuses, like if you win a league title and Champions League, but then that's better than paying 65, 70 million for Yakubu Minter from Brighton, who's absolutely arse cheeks. So that is the reason why I would just pay it for Diamande, because of the alternatives of what's come out by journalists, and the alternatives are absolutely shocking, and the ceiling is nowhere near the levels what Diamandes can be. So that's the reason why, yeah, it is overpriced. The market is absolutely fucked. But from what I think it was Ben Jacobs said, our other alternatives are El Salala or whatever his fucking name is from Cologne, and you keep him into. So I'm gonna ask you a question. What would you do? Would you pay the 120 million euros to say in pounds, to say you're buying for 105 million pounds? Would you pay 105 million pounds for Diamande, or would you go for your alternative in fucking your Cuban Minter for say 65 to 70 million? Because you full well know Brighton are the worst team in the Premier League to do business with. They're fucking so hard and they're horrible to do business with. As you know, you've just spent 52 million on Van Hecke. Plus Brighton have got a 20% selling clause. Prices getting silly. That's it, right? The prices are getting silly, but if you really want the player and you go from Diamande to fucking your Cuban Minter, it forces you to pay it. Yeah, but when you're saying we spent 400 million last season, do you know how much we raked in and selling players, and how we got 175 million alone just off winning the league? Plus, we recouped 300 odd million in player sales, plus the sponsorship money, the TV rights. Liverpool are probably the only club who can spend 1 billion now in this market and will still be okay with PSR, because Liverpool, we used to not sign no one for 5 years and then go big in like 1 or 2 windows, and then after this window we won't spend big now until another 5 years. That's how FSG operates. Yeah, he's got the highest ceiling out of all the fucking wingers who have been linked, and this winger market is absolutely dead, and he's just the best player on the market as a wing option. And plus, it's not even fucking my money, lad, so I'm not even asked what the club do. No, it won't be. It won't be 115 million. It might be 115 million euros, but it won't be. It won't be British pounds. Yes. Is that you'd pay it for the Monday, that Clive? Um, Van Hecke, you just paid 52 million for him. Plus Brighton have got a 20% selling fee. So if you sell him for 60 million, say in whenever you do sell him, 20% of that money goes to Brighton. So really, you've probably spent about 70 million on him. Unless you plan to keep Van Hecke until he retires, you've still got to give Brighton 20% of the money you're going to sell him for. See, and this is the thing. What Liverpool do? Diamande will probably be on about 110, 120k a week. But if we went for someone like a Rafa Leao or a Nico Williams, who's more established as a pro, they're gonna want to be on 300 grand a week, and Nico Williams is on 400 grand a week at Bilbao. So equally, if you add it all up together, they're going to be near enough the same price anyway, with wages involved. We're just paying a higher fee but a lower wage, where we pay a lower wage but a higher fee for Liao and say Nico Williams, for examples. You want to it, Bri? So if you put everything all together, they're gonna be around. It's gonna cost Liverpool the same amount overall. So I'd rather get the younger player on lesser wages than just spend the money. But yeah, people Liverpool has 100 million bid. I think the first offer was 90 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons. I think it's like 86 million. So I think the next bid could possibly be accepted, and I don't know when the next bid is going in. Hopefully, it'll be in a couple of days because for me, it's got to be close to be getting done because Liverpool don't make moves and put bids in for players who haven't given them basically the green light to go and do it because Liverpool don't operate that way. So there must have been something going on in the background for this bid to be put in. And I've seen on other outlets that Diamande's willing to leave Leipzig at the World Cup. He's willing to sign a contract at Liverpool at the World Cup. So hopefully it could be done in the next couple of days because there's one thing I don't want. I cannot be arsed with another transfer saga. We had one last year with Isaac and that just drained the life out of me. A proper, absolutely fucking done me head in and I cannot be arsed going through another saga. Just go and get the main players in now and then whoever goes and then you just replace the ones who go. But you've got to get the main players in now. But that's just my opinion on it. I'm not an ITK wannabe. Don't claim to be. I just give my opinion. But if anyone in the comments got any questions you want me to answer, if not, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. I'll give you 2 minutes to see if you've got any questions. Could be about anything about life. It could be about UFC, football. I'll just have a quick Q&A with you for a bit of you once. If not, I'm just gonna wrap up. Good question. For me, Barcola's a weird one. It's like I know this might sound stupid, but I'll be happy if we bought him, but I'd still be happy if we didn't. You know what I mean? It's when I see him, he's dead raw because I seen him the other day for France and he come on and played really well. And then I seen him in a Champions League final and he was absolutely horrendous. So it's one of them. I'll be happy if we signed him because he's got loads of potential. But I still think we can get a player like him on the market as a left wing. I think the left wing options in the market are so much easier than the right wing. And I think Barcola only played on the right wing coming through the academy for Lyon. Oh yeah, it's just one of them. It's just I know it sounds weird, but that's how I'd feel. I feel happy if we signed him, but then it wouldn't bother me if we didn't sign him because I think the news was out there that put myself on big screen. I think there was news out there that what's it here? If there was news out there that PSG won nearly 100 million for him. So once again, he's another one who's gonna cost a lot of money. And I don't see the two deals getting in. Onto sign him or do you know Munoz can play on the right, he can play on the left, and he's played through the middle in his career. So Munoz to me, he's like a Diogo Jota, and he's like a Federico Chiesa. He can play anywhere across the front line, comfortable. So even if we got Barcola, got rid of Gakpo, and have Barcola and Rio on the left, and then we can have Diamande on the right, but then Munoz can be the backup to Isaac because Ekentike is out until New Year, so he's got 6 months to play in the nine, or he can be backup to Diamande. So no matter what, Munoz is going to get game time. By Schlotterbeck loaning back to Dortmund for the season. No team is going to spend 50 million on a player just to loan them back for a year. That's just not good business, and no team would do that. I think would you would like Yeah, we do. We need players in the defence. We need a right back and we need a centre back. But this is my issue on FSG. I think because we've got 4 centre halves, I think they might take a risk and not bring anyone in. And that's why I don't like my owners. I've got no trust in them. But we do need a right back and we do need a centre back. Whether we bring them in, I wouldn't put it past us if we didn't. That's it. Gakpo could be going to Spurs. Spurs have been linked with him highly for around 70 million. So Spurs offers the 70 million. I'd drive him there myself. Get him gone. He's hindering the team. He's absolutely shit. He shouldn't be knowing. He should be training with the fucking under 18s or something. He's absolutely shit, and I can't wait for them to go. I think I'm feeling it. Yeah, no, we need a proper. There's no destroyers on the market no more, so we need a 6. Jones looks certain to be joining Inter Milan. He'd probably be at Inter Milan, signing for Inter Milan in the next 2 weeks. It wouldn't put it past me. And there's rumours that McAllister would be going, and I don't think McAllister would suit Areola's philosophy and style of play. I think McAllister's legs are not made for it. So there's 2 players who could be out the door. And we definitely need a 6, 100% need a 6. No, you can have Gakpo, lads. Gakpo's yours. Keep him away from fucking me. Can't stand him. He's fucking shit. With the issues you guys saying, lads, he's fucking horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Don't know how the fuck he got into football because he's fucking shit at it. Well, that's the fee Tottenham are willing to pay, so thank you, Tottenham, if it happens. You should get Savinho or join. Savinho or join. Gakpo's for your left winger because you've only got Tell and Alderweireld, so Gakpo will fit in with them too. Because Grav can't play 6. Grav's not good. Grav hasn't got the defensive awareness to play 6 throughout the season. Gravenberch is overrated, and that's another one who should go. That's another shit one. Yeah, 100%, mate. He's fucking absolutely annoying. And if he does sign for Tottenham, you'd understand why I fucking despise him. Man City would never sell to Liverpool. I don't want a Man City player. I haven't said I want a Man City player. If you're talking about Savino's on the verge of signing for Tottenham. So I think you must misheard, Bri. Don't forgive my brother who's on Gakpo. Oh, he'd be on his way to Tottenham after the World Cup. No, Savino's dead on the left, lads. Savino, you might as well not buy Savino if you're going to play him on the left. That's like playing Saka on the left or playing Mo Salah on the left. It just won't work. You don't need backup wingers, lad. You need fucking first choice wingers because your wing options are shite. Kulusevski will never be the same again. Kudos, I don't know what the fuck's up with him. And the rest are absolutely shit. It's alright, Bri, lads. Fucking mistakes happen. Yeah, I've seen him on the left, but it doesn't mean he's good there. I've seen a lot of players playing the left and haven't been good there. That's another reason why I'm not asked about Barcola, because I don't want a left-footed player playing on the left wing. Because in today's football, in 2026 football, it's always people who play on the left cut in. If you're a left footer playing on the left, all you're doing is just running down a byline, and you're going to get in with the overlapping fullbacks like Udogie, Savino and Udogie just going to run into each other because both of them just want to play down the byline. Need a backup winger for Kudos. I think Kudos and Savino will be two right wingers. I think you just need to work on a fucking left winger and either loan or sell Tello or Odegaard. It's crazy that then. Well, I disagree that it's gonna work. I don't think it'll work. If we're putting a left footer putting a left footer at left wing, when you got overlapping fullbacks like Udogie, who loves to get forward, they're going to be trampling each other's way. I just don't think it'll work, but I'll either get proved right or I'll either get proved wrong. I know, I don't know, it's injuries, hasn't it? It's fucked them up. Injuries has absolutely fucked them up. I think so, should he? Tell he's a fucking Bayern Munich academy player, ain't he? But I think Tell'll stay for some reason. I can't see no one. I think Tottenham are going to want about at least 50 million for him. I don't see anyone paying that for him. But yeah, much appreciated for night sound, kids. Thank you to Brian. Let me go up. I seen Clive. Big up to Clive. Big up to Jordan. And yes, thank you, night sound, kid, and Bri, for the little debate. It was interesting. I might jump on tomorrow and just do the same again. Just have a little Q&A or whatever. If it's dead and yeah, people, I'm fucking jumping off. Thank you for everyone who watched. If you're in the comments and you haven't liked the video, can you just please like the video? And if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. It just helps my channel grow. Like I always say, it doesn't cost nothing. But yeah, I'm out. Up the fucking Redmen.